Hello everyone, my name is Cadens and welcome back to more the 100-line Last Defense Academy. Last time, we completed the killing game route. And now, 90 endings have been completed. 90. My goodness. 90 freaking endings, huh? Only 10 more endings remain in the game. And there's only 2 routes remaining, one of which we're almost already done with, but we just need to find a way of getting rid of the story lock. That route being the mystery route. We need something called a story lock 2. And there's only one other place we can potentially find that. And that is in the final other route that remains for us. The route that I only know the name of as SF. Everyone's alive right now here. Whew. I'm gonna be honest, it feels kind of intimidating, the fact that we're almost done with this and that this is gonna basically be the final full route. But it's time to begin. The final... We are now within reach of the finale. Let's make our way towards it. Let's begin the SF route. Whatever that means. We are not going to kiss Hiroko. No. I don't exactly know why you're asking me to do this, Hiroko. Whether she was joking or not made no difference. This was one order I wasn't willing to follow. I couldn't kiss Hiroko, not with the way I felt about Karua or Nozomi for that matter. I still wasn't sure whether those two were the same person or not. But when I thought about them, I knew I couldn't go through with this. So I didn't. I didn't say or do anything. She didn't speak either. We both sat there in silence, gazing at the undying flames flickering in the distance. After what seemed like a long time, Hiroko finally broke the silence.
You didn't think I was serious, did you?
Well, now that considering what I know now, you definitely weren't serious, but why would you joke about that?
Honestly, you're just as naive as ever.
A faint smile played across her lips for a moment, then she abruptly got to her feet. She left without saying another word. I didn't have a chance to stop her, and was left all alone, all on my own once again. Hiroko had avoided telling me the truth. All of a sudden, she seemed so fragile, so vulnerable. Like if I called out to her now, she might disappear completely. Despite all that, I think I finally had my answer. Just now, Hiroko said I was as naive as ever. That's a weird way to talk about someone you've only known for 9 days. Those words, along with everything else that had happened, were starting to add up. Hiroko was like me. She wasn't the same Hiroko that started out here, in this timeline.
She's also a time traveler.
I'm guessing that whatever SF stands for, it's gotta be related to time travel, probably. That's the only way it makes sense for that story lock to exist. We're probably gonna be figuring out a lot regarding time leaping here. It's kind of weird to think we also have everyone alive now. You know what?
Up and Adam troops, time to rise and shine!
This is going to be the last time we're going to hear Sirei say some of these days' names anymore. So, while I'm not going to let the full thing play, so I can still do my shut up Sirei thing, I will at least let him say what day it is. Because this will be one of the final times that he'll say some of these days ever again. At least until DLC comes out.
Get ready for your 10th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy. Wow!
Shut up, Egg. Hello? Hello? This is a supplemental broadcast.
Ignore the announcement about celebrating your milestone. I already unlocked all the classrooms.
Hooray!
That means you don't get anything special today.
Just use this time to train extra hard, okay?
Training, huh? I doubted I'd be making time for that today. I had something much more important to deal with. Namely, picking things up where I left off with Hiroko. She blew me off again last night. I was getting tired of this. Today's the day I get the truth out of her. Of course, just saying it was one thing. How do I actually do that, though? Technically, I'd refuse to carry out Hiroko's final order. That meant our deal was off. If I tried to straightforward approach, she'd only blow me off again. But what else can I do? This sounds like a cliche, but maybe I could give her a present? Something special. Something that would show her I really care and get her to trust me. The only problem is, I can't think of anything that would move Hiroko that much. I thought about it a while longer, but still didn't come up with anything. Guess I'll have to ask the others. Alright. Are we gonna have another, persuasion minigame? That's cool, because we haven't had one of those in a long time. Hello, Ato. It's weird everyone's alive again. It is so weird. I'm so used to you all being dead at this point. Hello, Takumi. I've been thinking about when you visited me a while back and said you were alive. I've been trying to figure out what you could have experienced to make you say that, and what? You really want to know? Yeah. Then let me out of here. I promise I'll tell you then. So that was just another ruse, huh? Was it, though? I assure you, it's a very convincing theory. As if anyone would fall for that. I glared at Ado for a moment in silence. If you did let me out, I can be useful in other... I can be useful in other ways, too. I could act as your advisor, help you out with any little things you don't want anyone else knowing about. Not interested. You're the one who's visiting me. Why are you even here if not to hear what I have to say? Came here for ideas on how to get through to Hiroko. But even if Ato did know anything useful, he was the last person I wanted to get help from. Oh, don't look at me like that. I might just have to tell everyone about the other thing, you know? Which other thing? About you coming from the future. You still haven't told them, have you? I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. It's a secret between you and me. And a secret this important isn't something you blurt out in the heat of the moment. No, I'm saving it for the right moment. Suddenly I noticed something sticking out of Ada's pocket. I darted forward, reached in, and pulled it out. What's this? Can't you tell? It's a balloon. Oh, you... Not just any balloon either. It's made of a special kind of rubber that makes it extra sturdy. Were you going to do the thing? You son of a bitch. I stared at the balloon in my hand, trying to piece some things together. You can have it if you like. There's plenty more where that came from. I shoved it into my pocket and left. I don't like the fact you had that, because I know what that means. That was used in the mystery route for Ava to kill freaking Shoma. I can't stop yawning. Help me.
Hey! Takumi, perfect timing. Can I put you in a Cobra twist real quick?
I'd rather you didn't.
Then what are you even doing here? What is there to do in a gym besides wrestling?
There's tons of stuff.
It's okay, I get it. You've come to here to interrogate me about that thing, right? Well, it's true. I opened the valve of the fountain in the courtyard all the way.
What?
What about it? You saying that could have had something to do with how Ato escaped?
I didn't say anything about anything yet. That sounds like... Yep. That sounds like it can be important to... Oh, wait. I opened the valve for the fountain in the courtyard all the way. You say it could have had something to do with how Ado escaped. Right. This route had a problem with the... This route had a problem with the Revive-O-Matic. That's right. Oh. Okay, so that's why Ato was able to escape. He planned ahead. Can you tell me some more about that?
It was yesterday, really early in the morning. I'd say 1 a.m. on day 9.
I'm sorry I can't stop yawning, my goodness.
I felt really hot and I couldn't sleep, so I went for a little walk in the courtyard. Then I ended up talking to Ato.
I've been wondering just how high that fountain over there can reach. Maybe you'd be good enough to turn it up for me?
Once he mentioned it, I got curious too. I opened the valve and the water started shooting up like a huge geyser.
And you just left it like that?
Yeah, Ado asked me to. Said washing it would help him sleep.
That definitely sounds suspicious. Well, now I know how I got out. Right now, I had to focus on Hiriko. She thought for a moment before answering.
I don't know how much it'll help, but she once told me she likes stuff that comes in sets of 3 colors.
3 colors?
Yeah, stoplights, sports medals, that kind of thing. Even wine that's got red, white, and rose. Oh, and another thing.
Reached into her hood and pulled something out.
Huh?
Sancho coupon? Looks like something sweet.
No!
It's 3 flavors in 1 bun. I got it from the cafeteria. I was gonna eat later, but I got plenty more. You can have this one.
I have no reason to say no, so I took the bun and left. You want to know someone I actually want to see, even if they don't have anything to say? I want to see Gaku, because I haven't seen this guy alive in ages. I'm alive! I'm finally free from the hell of being dead! Let's play water polo! No, Gaku, I don't want to play polo right now. Try to ask... I like what I know. Hiriko's totally not my type. She never even let me touch her. Okay, it's a good thing. Maybe I should have let you stay dead. Anyways... Shoma! Are there any upgrades? There shouldn't be. Nope. I can't even check that. Takumi. I'm gonna slap myself real quick. Ow! I'm hoping maybe that can help me stop yawning. Are you here to help me train? I'm still so weak. Feel like I might keel over if an invader just looks at me hard enough. Sorry, but there's something else I want to talk about. I told you about my quest to gather info. Something that will make Hiriko open her heart? Well, I can think of one thing. Soft vinyl.
Huh?
What? Like plastic? Yeah, like a doll made from soft vinyl. Although doll really isn't the right word. Maybe figure would be better. It's not just a human-shaped one she likes after all. Did Hiriko tell you that herself? That's right. She used to collect them back in the complex. A sadistic ice queen like her secretly being a passionate toy collector? It's kind of cute, don't you think? Those are some surprisingly strong terms coming from Shoma. Oh, speaking of toys, about 2 days ago, Ado asked me for something. I just remembered now, and it might have something to do with how he escaped.
Huh?
What did he ask you for? Some sturdy... Okay, now it's becoming obvious how he escaped. We've seen this method used in the mystery route. So it's obvious how Ado escaped now. Empty ones, of course, not already inflated. There are about 100 of them. 100? I made them using the gift of Mac and gave them to him that morning along with his breakfast. He said he wanted them to help strengthen his diaphragm and improve his lung capacity. No, he didn't. I didn't believe that was all there was to it, of course. I didn't see how it could hurt, so I gave them to him anyway. Well, now it's obvious how he escaped. He used the balloons and did the same thing that Ava did in the mystery route. And that's why in the infirmary... You guys have really done it this time!
Huh?
Are you still sore about the Revive-O-Matic? I thought you fixed it already.
He's repaired enough for it to be operational again, but it's still not 100% capacity.
Huh?
The cognitive reconstruction circuit is still fried. Even if we bring you guys back, you might not keep all your memories. Is that bad? Of course it is! That's why we're working so hard to fix it!
We're on the break right now, but we are working on it.
Hey.
That's sure, it's nothing you need to worry about. We should have it done in another 2 to 3 days.
Considering the next battle will be on day 15, that timing works out quite well.
5 days until the next battle. Even if it takes a little longer than they said, it should still work out fine. While I'm here, there's something I wanted your opinion on. Wait, are you planning to seduce Shizuhara?
That will not do, Mr. Serino. We cannot allow salacious relationships between students at the school.
Does that be okay at other schools? No, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to make things worse. Try to explain myself, but they won't listen. Later, you two. Yeah, I forgot. On this route, the Revive-O-Mac did become damaged from Ato. And we were confused, like, how did he escape? Now it's obvious. He escaped because he used the same trick Ava did. Oh, and you two are investigating now, aren't you? Well, thankfully, I don't really need to know. The game's probably going to be like, oh, I'm going to quiz you on how to do it. It's like, I've already done this quiz game. Just in a different route.
Aha! Please don't disturb the crime scene, Mrs. Amino. The world's greatest mystery-solving twins are working a case here.
Ah.
A case?
Isn't it obvious? The sad or scandalous Outsuki disappearance for short.
Why is the short version longer?
Huh?
Have you found any clues?
No, not yet, but there is one thing that's interesting.
Oh! Takumi, did you notice anything strange about the courtyard when we came here last night?
No, not really. Wet?
The ground was damp. The whole place was soaked. There are a lot of plants here, so there was a lot of moisture around. But it was all a lot wetter than usual today. It was like the courtyard had been doused by a sprinkler or something.
Ah.
Huh. I didn't notice that at all, but what's it got to do with the sad case?
That's the question we aim to answer during this investigation.
The ground in the courtyard was wet. It's weird, but I've got other things to worry about. I asked Ima and Kako, blah blah blah. To their credit, the two of them gave the matter some serious thought before answering.
Sorry, I've never really spoken to Hiroko all that much.
Me neither. I don't think I can tell you anything useful.
That's too bad.
Here, maybe this will make up for it.
What's this? Is this a fossil?
It's a piece of
Thanks.
What the? She's kidding. It looks like some kind of animal fossil to me. Couldn't tell you what kind of animal it was, though.
We found while you were looking for Ada before. Looks rare, doesn't it? Here you go.
But waiting for a reply, pressed a strange fossil in my hands. Well, I had no reason to refuse to take it, and I figured it might come in useful for something later on. Helix fossil. Helix fossil. Praise the Helix fossil. No. It is kind of weird to see everybody alive again. Like, Kurara! The tomato lady is alive again.
You want Kiriko take your top off for you? The indecency.
Why are you smiling at this? I said I want her to open her heart to me. I wish you'd listen.
Even if she does it, open it for you, I don't think there's enough there for you to get a real handful.
Hey!
I'm not talking about her chest.
If I were you, I'd forget about touching and just watch her jump around or something. Even someone as small as her has gotta have some decent
What is up with you? This is getting me nowhere. Can't you just hear me? Can she not hear me properly through the mask? What are you on? Yoshika's alive as well now. Yoshika!
Something that would touch Lady Hiroko's heart. I'm not sure how useful this would be, but I believe she likes cats.
Ah.
Cats.
You know, furry creatures that go meow. She had a pet one back in the complex. She admires their independence, their ability to work at night, and their hunting habits. Apparently, they remind her of herself that way.
Cats, huh?
If I may, I've been wondering about Sir Ato. Do you really think he could have broken out of his cage without any assistance?
Yeah. Is something bothering you about that theory?
It may be nothing, but something curious happened 2 days ago on the night of the 8th after we all assembled in the cafeteria. When I heard there was no post-battle celebration, I wandered to the courtyard to get some air. While I was out there, I heard a voice coming from the animal pens. It was Sir Ato, of course. He requested that I close the drain in the corner of the grounds. The sound of the water was keeping him awake. Even a prison deserves humane treatment, and I thought it couldn't possibly do any harm.
So you did it?
Yes, I didn't see how it could have any bearing on his escape, but I thought I should mention it.
No, that's... No, that's... I think this is all I'm gonna learn for now. I don't know if I'm any closer to winning Hiroko over, but at least I know more about our interests now.
I believe Lady Hiroko likes cats.
Is a guy's queen like her secretly being a passionate toy collector?
So if I want to give her a present, a vinyl figure of a cat should be the way to go. But not just any cat. There's one more important detail that I learned. And that's...
Hiroko told me she likes stuff that comes in 3 colors.
So a cat with 3 colors. In other words, a calico. Alright, better head over to the gift mag and whip up a calico cat figure. Calico! Calico! A soft vinyl calico cat figure. Perfectly captures the cuteness of a cat. Some people strive to collect every type. Creation. Born! Okay, look. Now I just have to get to Hiroko.
Look at you, look at smiley.
Took me a while to figure out where Hiroko was. Sometime after sunset, someone told me they saw her going into her room, so I hurried over. Hiroko? I think it's time for a persuasion minigame.
Takumi, what are you doing in here? Haven't you heard of knocking?
Oh, sorry, I have something for you.
What?
I don't know if it's your kind of thing or not, but I handed the calico cat figure to Hiriko.
I don't understand.
It's a present. For you. I thought you might like it. Hiriko stared at the little plastic figure and tears filled her eyes. Wait. Tears? I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't think she'd like it that much.
It's not possible.
What do you mean?
You couldn't possibly have known.
About what? Hiriko didn't reply, but slipped the cat figure into her pocket. There's more going on here than I realized, but I got through to her. That much was clear. Pressing my advantage, I looked her in the eyes and asked again. Hiriko, please, tell me the truth. The truth about you. Persuasion time? Alright, bring it on, Hiriko. If anyone's gonna be difficult with it, it's gonna be you.
What is this? You're just suddenly giving me a gift.
Are you trying to buy me over with material goods?
I'll be honest. Nope, that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
You're pretty dumb, huh?
Doesn't really matter.
That didn't work.
Are you trying to buy me over with material goods?
That's not it. I don't really know how I'm supposed to interact
that's
with
not
her.
what I'm doing at all.
I just wanted to express myself to you.
Ah.
I thought it would help you understand that I'm acting in good faith. Or at least you'd see how serious I am.
Anyway, a promise is a promise. You couldn't meet the conditions I laid out. You didn't follow my final order.
You actually meant that?
You.
Are you completely insane? Of course not.
Actually, gosh dang it.
Are you trying to buy me over with...
That's not it.
Anyway, a promise is a promise. You couldn't meet the
Really?
Are you.
Again, I figured it would be hardest with
Are
Hiriko
you
of all people.
You must think
If anyone's gonna be tough to try and persuade, it's gonna be
Anyway.
Hiriko. What are you talking about?
But what are you talking about?
I don't really follow what you're saying.
Oh, then so be it.
Oh,
Although,
well, there is something on my mind.
Oh! I was right to not do anything. I thought I was too late. Okay, checkpoint.
let me just ask this. Why would you give something like that to me? A calico cat figure.
What made you pick this to give to me of all things?
Just felt right. Nope, that didn't work.
Oh.
Retry.
What made you pick
I
this?
thought you'd like it. Do you not like it?
It's like I told you before.
I somehow knew you'd like it.
Oh,
I see. It's true. I do like calico toys. Being totally honest with you, I was happy when you gave it to me.
but how? How did you know? My fondness for soft vinyl figures. You couldn't possibly have known about that.
You told me yourself. I had a feeling.
Well, Hideko, you told me yourself.
In another timeline, you did.
Huh?
Ah.
I asked Kyoshika, Shoma, and Moko about you. But that was just an excuse.
Ah.
I knew long before I asked any of them. I swear it. The fact that you like cats and collect calico toys? Like I said, I remember you telling me yourself.
How could you?
Oh,
No, that's impossible. This has to be some kind of mistake. Well, I guess you have my things. For the calico toy.
thank you.
I had a feeling. Yep, no need to answer. Checkpoint. Ooh. We're getting closer. Hey, what did you say just now? What did you mean by that's impossible?
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
How am I supposed to...
I told you, it's some kind of mistake.
There's no way you could have known.
I do. I think I see what kind of path we need to take here. I know all too well.
What is it you think you know exactly?
All the pain and suffering you've been through.
Watch your mouth. Are you insane?
You've been isolated all this time.
You've been isolated all this time.
Shouldering this burden alone. Isn't that right? Stop it. I guess, if there's something weighing you down, I want a piece of that burden. No, not just a piece.
Listen to me, Hiruko. All of the pain and suffering you're feeling,
I'll share it with you.
I'll share it with you.
Takumi,
Gotcha.
Hiruko, we can build a new future. One where nobody has to die. A future where we all make it to day 100 with a smile. Not just day 100, day 101, day 102, and every day after that too.
Surely there's gotta be one route out there where everybody survives.
Let's create a future where we can live happily forever. But if we're going to make that happen, you need to tell me everything. So please, tell me, Hiruko.
So we can make the perfect future that we all deserve. Together.
So we can make the perfect future that we all deserve. Together.
Correct here. Persuasion complete.
Takumi, are you sure you can handle it?
I have seen so much shit in this game at this point. What's a little more?
The truth is a lot more cruel than you think. And once you hear it, there will be no going back. Are you prepared for that? Do you still want to know?
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh.
Alright, I'll tell you. But promise me one thing. Whatever you might learn, don't let it destroy you.
I looked into her eyes again. Okay. I promise. Hiriko seemed to accept my resolve. Then she abruptly left the room and led me outside. What are we doing out here?
Oh.
I wanted us to see the satellite.
Hiriko looked up at into the night sky, where the pale, shimmering artificial satellite hung in the void of space.
It's so far away from us. Almost impossibly far. It looks so big. So close. Like we could reach out and touch it. But we'll never actually get there. Or more accurately, we've never got there.
In all the routes you've been through, you've never been able to reach it?
Even after everything we've tried, it's always just out of reach.
Everything we've tried?
How many times have you been through this?
You've probably figured this out already, but I'm a time traveler, just like you.
I hesitated for a moment, then nodded.
Oh.
But this isn't a one-time only thing. I've lived through these 100 days countless times. Every time, things play out a little differently, and create all kinds of new problems. I've experienced all those variations, all the branching timelines that result from the different choices we make. That's why I've been able to tell when the next attack is coming, among other things.
Oh.
And all this doesn't just apply to me.
Huh.
There's someone else. And that's you, Takumi.
Huh?
You've also experienced our 100 days here countless times before.
Yep, I know that. What's she talking about? I was so confused I blurted out the first thing that came into my head.
Ah!
That can't be right. This is only my second time here.
Tuh.
No, it's not. You've been through this just as much as me, over and over again in an endless loop. Even now, this is only the most recent in a long series of 100-day cycles.
She's not wrong.
You just can't remember the others.
No, it can't be.
Strictly speaking, neither of us are time travelers in the way you think we are. This isn't a matter of us leaping back in time. It's more that we're trapped in a time loop. That goes for me, and you too.
Yep.
You're the same as me, Takumi. You're not a time traveler. You're a time looper.
But the only difference is that so it actually makes more sense to think of it that way about being a time looper, about considering the way that Kiriko acts in other routes, it makes a lot more sense to consider it time looper. But there does become a question then. Why is it that she can remember every loop, but not Takumi? Is it because of the cryptoglobin? Story lock. Oh! Open! All clear. Open sesame. Unlock a new
Strictly
story
speaking,
route.
Neither of us are time travelers in the way you think we are.
So we wouldn't have been able to continue this route if I hadn't gone a certain other route. That makes me curious. You know what? I have a guide here. You know what? No, I did have a guide. I deleted it a while ago. But I want to look up what was the lock there. Let's see. I think it. Do 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 do. Where is the thing I'm looking for? So apparently, Story Lock 1 requires endings 34, 36, 72, and 76. So let me take a look at what those endings are. I can't take a look at what those endings are.
This isn't a matter of us leaping back in time. It's more that we're trapped in a time loop. That goes for me, and you too. You're the same as me, Takumi. You're not a time traveler. You're a time looper.
The moment I heard those words, my head seemed to fill with a blindingly bright light, and then... Oh! The mystery route, the zombie route. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a lot. Holy. I remember. The next thing I knew, I was back in my room, lying on my bed. Hiriko was there with me.
You promised me you wouldn't let the truth destroy you.
Well, it didn't destroy me, but it did sure as shit knock me out.
And yet, you fainted the moment you heard it. What are you? A salmon roe?
What is that supposed to mean?
What do you mean by that?
You're soft and squishy and fall apart when the heat is on.
Cool. She had a point. I held myself up and got to my feet. What day is it? Day 11. Sunlight was streaming in through the window. I must have been lying there all night. I remembered. About the other times I've lived through these 100 days. And about what happened in those other... I guess we should call them timelines?
Oh.
But not all of them, right? Yeah, it's all a little fragmented.
Oh.
How many did you remember? 10? 20? More than that? No, not even that many. You're still just a beginner. A beginner? Come with me. This route definitely feels like it's gonna be the culmination of everything in this damn game. Hey, where are we going? You want to hear the whole truth, didn't you? It's not something I can talk to you about here. You want to go back to the leap machine? I definitely noticed the zombie route and some of the boxes of calamity routes, I think. The mystery route was definitely in there. We should be safe in here. First, I want to hear about what you know. Which TLs did you remember, and how much do you remember about them? TLs? That's the abbreviation for timeline I've been using in my head. We can use the full version if you want. I'm not really sure how to explain which ones I remembered, though.
Oh.
Any key points or characteristics will do. Okay, but honestly, I don't feel good about this. Too many of the timelines I remember ended in tragedy. So many of our friends died in those alternate realities. Yep, there's, that's probably the slasher route. Like the one where Takumi goes on a killing spree. They were murdered. Killed in ways so gruesome and cruel that I didn't even want to say them out loud. That's gotta be, that's one of the ones where we killed Eito. It hurt just to think about them. I started to think I'd been better off never remembering it at all. On the other hand, and that's definitely the mystery route. I warned you. Once you know the truth, there's no going back. But you said you could handle it. You promised not to let it destroy you. I did say that. Now I had to stand by it. In spite of the pain it caused me, I began to speak. Okay, here goes. Slowly, hesitantly, I told Hiroko about what I remembered about the other timelines. The Gi parasites. The series of murders caused by them. The exorcism rituals I held with Gaku. Getting into the escape pod with Hiroko and Tsubasa and setting off for the satellite. There was another timeline with a serial killer in it too. Except that time it turned out to be Yugamu. Wait, Yugamu? Yugamu was the killer? No. Takumi was the killer. I felt some jolt of pain in my head. My memories must have been getting mixed up. Are you alright? Yeah, I think so. I squeezed Hiroko's hand to reassure her, and carried on. I told her about another timeline, where zombies started appearing. Yep, we tried using Yugamu's bait at first. But even after that, our friends kept dying and coming back as zombies. In the end, I got caught by them too, and... So that's one of the endings where we got sacrificed, basically. Oh, wait a minute. You're the killing game route one, aren't you? We never got an answer to who the first sponsor was in the killing game. It was Takumi, wasn't it? It was Takumi who was killed by the zombies and then taken control of by the queen. I think that might be who it was. Wait a minute, did I become a zombie in that timeline as well? Yeah, you were killed on day 58. I think I remember that. The zombie Eito attacked me from behind. But after that, there's nothing. I assume that means you probably just slipped into another timeline at that point, probably. I guess you won't remember being a zombie, huh? Of course not. By that point, I wasn't me anymore. By that point, you were already in a different timeline. It's likely that any time that, I get the feeling that any time that that Hiroko dies in a timeline, she just gets transferred into another one at that point. We'll talk more about that timeline later. Tell me about the others. I nodded. There's not much to tell. There's just one more I can remember. The one that's all started with Gaku being killed. Then Kako's body was found. She'd been poisoned. Yep, the mystery route. After some investigation, we figured out that it was Shoma who killed Kako. But then he was found dead too, killed by Ava. You know about Ava, right? You don't have to check in with me like that. Assume I know everything besides what happened while I was zombified. Okay, well, Ava activated her self-destruct device and died too. But that still wasn't the end of it. The killings continued. Next to go was Tsubasa, then Moko. And then Kurara was found strangled in a secret room in the school's basement. That's all I know. Shoma and Ava both mentioned a mastermind called X, but we never figured out who that was. Yeah, we never found out who X was. That's still part of why we can't continue with the, I assume that has to do with why we still can't continue through with, the mystery route. It's probably them who killed Gaku, Tsubasa, Moko, and Kurara, though. Hiroko pushed up her glasses and directed a piercing glare at me. Is that really everything? Yeah, of course. She stared into space for a while, her expression unreadable. She was clearly thinking hard, but about what? I had no idea. Finally, she spoke. I take back what I said before. You're not a Salmon Row. Your mind has a tempered steel shell that can shrug off any attack. What does that mean? Don't worry about it. You'll understand soon enough. Are we gonna start jumping through timelines? Why do we keep moving around?
Huh.
To throw off anyone who might be trying to eavesdrop on us.
Ah!
Is someone really doing that? Probably not, but it pays to be careful. So going from place to place is safer than staying put and going through the whole story? Hiriko nodded.
Oh.
I suppose it's my turn. Ask me anything, apart from my credit card information. Okay, well, first of all, I want to know about your memories. What routes do you know? When did you start remembering other timelines? Do you remember what happened on day 3? That's when you decided to keep it a secret that you'd come from the future.
Oh.
And you made up the story about reading Eito's diary to explain how you knew what he was up to. My memories returned right after that, although I don't remember everything either. Interesting. Now that I think about it, that is when she started acting weird, isn't it? So far, I've only managed to recall 146 timelines. What do you mean 146? 146? Yes, I've been through at least 146 loops, and most of them made it to day 100. Doing the math, that's 14,600 days, divided by 365, that makes 40. I've been living at this school, in this loop, for at least 40 years. 40 years? 14,600 days! It was hard to even wrap my head around that length of time. It was making my brain freeze up. I just stood there completely dumbfounded.
Oh.
And that's only the bare minimum. Accounting for loops I haven't remembered yet, the real number is probably even bigger. This is only speculation, but I think something similar is going on with you. Huh? There's a good chance you've lived through these 100 days just as much as I have. At least 146 loops, or 40 years. It's all happened, and you've just forgotten about it. We changed locations again. I was still dazed and confused, so Hiriko picked up the conversation without any prompting. Across those 146 loops, lots of different things happened, obviously. But apart from a few exceptions, the enemy attacks always occur on the same days.
Oh.
That's why I insisted we go to second to last Defense Academy on day 6. Day 7 would have been too late. That's when Mervrim attacked the school.
Oh.
Likewise, on day 8, there would have been attacks on both academies. If that happened, somebody would be sure to die. Yep, either Darmi or everyone but Nozomi on the other school. In that case, you know probably about both the basic route, like the most like natural route of that. You know about both routes. You know about Retsnam. I feel like that's what that means. You have to know about the Retsnam route. Getting the entire special defense unit together by day 6 was the only way to prevent that. Did you tell Siri and Nigo all of this? Yes, including the part about me being a time looper. It's all starting to add up now. That's how those two suddenly knew when the attacks was to happen. Yep. Why didn't you tell me about the loop? You told Siri and Nigo, but not me?
Huh?
I did tell you. I've told you and the others so many times in so many timelines. But things always played out in the worst possible ways when I did.
Oh.
All of you died, and I was the only one left standing. It's happened like that dozens of times. For some reason, telling people the truth only takes us down dark, chaotic paths. It's like we're cursed, never able to escape our fate or change it for the better. I don't want to watch you all die anymore. So I stayed quiet about it. I thought if I didn't tell anyone, then maybe... But you're telling me about it now. Is that okay? You're the one who kept asking. You just wouldn't let it go. I guess that's true. Hiriko drew in a deep breath and exhaled. She repeated that process a couple of times until she regained her usual composure. It's alright. That's not the only reason I decided to tell you. I have a feeling that this timeline might be different.
Oh.
I've got no concrete grounds for thinking that, but... Hiriko reached into her pocket. She brought out the calico cat figure I'd given her yesterday and squeezed it tenderly. Never mind. Don't worry about it. In all the timelines, nothing like this has ever happened, has it? And to be fair, we've never seen anything like this in all the timelines we've been through. She put the cat back in her pocket and said no more. This explains a lot, but I still don't understand how we got stuck in this time loop in the first place.
Oh.
Before we get into that, let me tell you some more about the loop itself. Yeah? It begins on our second day here. More specifically, the night of day 2, right before Eito destroys Siri. I figured it had to be the case. It's the reason the loops exists at all, it has to do something with Cryptoglobin, obviously, I feel. For some reason, it seems like day 1, the first 100 days, the very first 100 days that we went through, at the very beginning of the game, those are not part of the loop. The loop only begins once we get to day to day 2 on the second loop. On the second 100 days. It only starts then. So for some reason, us going back in time definitely started this loop. Then, when the loop resets, that's always the point in time that we return to.
Huh?
And when does it reset?
Huh.
It depends. There are 2 possibilities. Either when we die, or at 10 a.m. on day 100. Day 100? 10 a.m.? Yes, right around the time the school launches its final attack. That actually makes sense, because there are a couple routes that end when there are a few routes that I can think of that do end when the rockets launch. For whatever reason, if we make it to the end, we still can't escape this place. When it gets to 10 o'clock, we'll be forced back to day 2 and do it all over again. You said you remembered a timeline where we managed to get into the escape pod, yes? But do you remember anything from after that? I see. Huh. That's interesting. Even if we do manage to escape this place, we're still stuck. I remember taking off for the satellite and watching the final attack through the window. Yep. But that's all you remember. Immediately after those rockets go off, the credits roll. And then you go back and do something different. But there's nothing after that.
Tuh.
You see, you don't have any memories of us actually reaching the artificial satellite. Neither do I.
Tuh.
Before we can get there, our consciousness are pulled back.
Huh?
And we start again from day 2. Hiriko nodded. But is this really all true? Somehow I have a distant memory of days beyond day 100.
Oh.
I know I said things turn back in the loop on day 100 at 10 a.m., but that's no more than an educated guess. It could end up being slightly earlier or later, or in some situations, much later. But even so, it doesn't change the fact that we'll be brought back to the evening of day 2 at some point. Yeah, because in some routes we do actually have like a site. We do have like take for example the Ava route, or the route with where we work with Commune to establish peace between Futurans and humans. Those technically take place years after day 100. So it is possible for routes to continue on. It is possible that it's just that the average is usually at 10 a.m. on day 100, but sometimes they can go longer.
Oh.
Think about it. If you continue to exist in a timeline after day 100 into an old age, how could you possibly retain those memories from after day 100 in the here and now? Right. If we were caught in this loop, I wouldn't be able to remember any of that time. I must have gone back to day 2 even in those longer timelines, and that's why I can only vaguely remember them.
Oh.
But going beyond day 100 is an extremely rare, anomalous event.
Yeah, it only happened like a handful of times, I feel.
It's probably safe to say that, in general,
Ugh.
the loop turns back on itself on day 100 at 10 a.m.
We're in the forest. When I arrived back in the past, I didn't have any memories of other timelines. Was it the same for you, Hiriko?
Tuh.
I told you already, didn't I? My memories started returning on day 3. We forget everything at the moment we're returned to the start of the loop. In some cases, like right now, we suddenly remember them again. I have no idea what causes it, or if there's any kind of rule governing the process. That is weird. Especially since I still remember my first timeline when I go back to day 2.
Huh.
That's probably because of your cryptoglobin.
What do you mean?
Ugh.
The first timeline we experience, I'll just call it the first cycle to make things easier. During that cycle, you absorb Ato's power, but not just his.
The babies.
When I was killed by
Shion.
Ato, all of my cryptoglobin was incorporated into him. And now, by way of Ato, that cryptoglobin resides in you.
Huh.
On the 100th day of the first cycle, you have that Ghost Boy's power inside of you.
Oh, that's it then, isn't it? Wait a minute. That's why we're stuck in a loop, isn't it? It's because of Takumi. Specifically, Takumi's specialist skill is Special Redo. Allows use of retry and wave reset. When we absorbed when we absorbed Shion's cryptoglobin, it turned Special Redo into an upgrade version of itself that let us go back in time, back to the beginning of the 100 days. But I think that might have been what caused the loop. I think because a power like that shouldn't even be possible. A power that lets you go back in time. I think that might be why. That power might exactly be why we're stuck in a time loop. Special Redo might be the reason why we can't go past day 100. That's what I'm thinking might be happening. I think that's the reason why we're stuck.
That made you strong enough to retain your memories when you travel back in time. Wait a minute. So the time loop and the cryptoglobin are related somehow?
Oh?
It only stands to reason. Think about it. What's your special skill?
Special Redo. The power to try things again.
Oh.
See? It all adds up.
Ah!
But what about you? Your special discipline skill is totally different from mine.
Ugh.
You know how some people are really good at multiple subjects, like history and math? It's the same principle. So you've got the power to redo things as well.
Ugh.
I do. Then why haven't I ever seen you do it before?
Oh.
Technically, I've never seen you redo something either.
Touche.
The effects of skills that alter the flow of time are only visible to their user. Neither of us can tell when the other uses the skill, or what changes when we do. Does that mean there are defense spells we've only won thanks to you redoing stuff? I've lived through this loop 146 times. Don't underestimate what I can do.
Thanks, Hirko. But I've done the same, so don't even try me. Okay, I think I get that the time loop is somehow caused by our special skills. But there's still something I don't understand.
Huh?
At the end of the first cycle, I wanted to change things more than anything. That's how I was able to go back to the night of day 2. But why does it keep happening in the other timelines? Why does dying or make it to 10 a.m. on day 100 pull us back to that same point?
Oh.
I don't know, but I have a theory. It's because that initial jump back in time was the trigger.
I had a feeling it was something similar, like, it's probably because that's when we, Day 100 is when we jumped back, isn't it?
Oh.
Think of spinning tops. They never stop spinning if it wasn't for friction. The same goes for things like pendulums or springs going downstairs.
Ugh.
In a situation where there was no resistance, all it would take was one little push, and they keep moving forever.
Forever.
Ugh.
That's right.
Does that mean we're going to be stuck in this loop forever?
Oh.
There must be a way to break out of it. There has to be. What is it? Do you think I'd have put up with that idiotic face of yours for 14,000 days if I knew?
So we don't know how to escape.
Not right now, at least. But
But what? The other routes might hold a clue to how to escape.
this is a first for me.
Huh?
Oh.
The timeline we're currently in is different from the others I could remember. We've made it to day 11 without a single member of our team dying. In all 146 loops, that's never happened before. This timeline must be special somehow.
Is that necessarily a good thing, though? If neither of us have experienced a timeline like this before, we won't be able to predict what's going to happen.
That's true. Aside from when the enemy attacks occur, that is. But this could be our chance. Our chance to finally escape the loop. All the other timelines have ended in tragedy, one way or another. But this one could be different. The fact that we don't know what's coming means there's still untapped possibilities.
Hirko's eyes were sparkling. I'd never seen her this excited.
Do you remember what I told you on the night of the third day?
Oh.
About not killing Ato and keeping your time travel secret from the others? I said they were probably the right choices.
Because those choices are what created this timeline, where we finally have a chance to change things?
Exactly.
So then, my coming from the future in the time loop.
If we want to preserve this timeline's integrity, it's best that we don't tell the others. There's a good chance that things will develop the way they did in other timelines if we do.
There's still plenty I didn't understand about this time loop thing, but I had a pretty good grasp on the basics. It felt like Hiroko had told me everything she knew about it anyway. But there were other questions I needed answers to. What was it that Siri had handed Hiroko that day in the war room? What was it with that old lab in the ruins? What was parallel leaping? Why was Ato still alive when I saw his dead body before? That was definitely one of the routes where we killed Ato. Which meant it was one of 4 endings in that case. It was either the killing game route, the slasher route, the comedy route, or the mystery route. It was one of those 4. Why did Hiroko try to strangle me that time in the infirmary? That probably wasn't Hiroko. Or at least, who was in the drones she put in that to revive a Matic? And perhaps strangest of all, why was she crying when I saw her on the roof at the end of day 9? But just as I was about to ask her, that should do it for today. Huh?
Oh?
You need time to process all this information. We can pick up this conversation again tomorrow. No, I'm fine, really. Hiroko wouldn't listen. She turned around and headed back toward the school, refusing to say any more. Oh man, why is she always like that? I feel like one of these endings, maybe we will have the fairy tale ending we desire, the one where everyone survives. There actually might be an ending like that, where all of the, where all of our allies survive. But in that case, that probably means there's at least 9 other time endings where nothing good happens. Thinking about all those mysteries wouldn't do me a lot of good now. Not to mention we still have plenty of battles to fight. Okay, free time. I want to actually take a look at specifically what endings were being referred to when we, I'd still have the guide up that says which endings you would have needed to complete in order to unlock that story lock. So let's take a look at what those endings were. Endings 34 and 36 first. 34 and 36 include the Box of Calamity Hollow Victory. So this is the one where pretty much almost everyone dies to the Gi. And Nozomi's possessed by it. 36, the Exercise Plan. This is the one where Gaku. The one where we make it end up working out with Gaku. Next up are endings 72 and 76. 72 is the Slasher Root Goodbye Kiss, the one where we're infected with the Gi. And 76, History Repeating, the one where we get possessed by the Gi. Okay. Just want to check that. I don't really have any interest to do anything, so... Get rid of my free time. Ding dong, bing bong.
Well then.
Shut up, Egg. Hiroko said we'd talk more tomorrow. She's finally started telling me stuff, so I don't think she's about to go back on that promise now. I had no choice but to trust her. Crawl into bed and let myself drift off, wondering what revelations tomorrow would bring. Day 12.
Up and Adam troops, time to rise and shine! Get ready for your 12th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy!
We will now never again get to hear him say 12th day.
Prepare, be ready to get...
Shut up, Egg. Alright, Hiroko. Hiroko called to meet after breakfast. She told me to meet her in the entrance hall. It looks like she's already here.
Huh?
Are we exploring outside today?
Huh.
Don't you want to hear the rest of my story?
Yeah, of course.
Then don't ask questions. Follow me. And don't forget your fire extinguisher.
Okay. Outside we go. So where are we going?
Oh?
Why are you always so dense? I know what you want to ask me. We're going to the one place where I can properly explain things.
You mean the old lab?
Oh.
Better than giving you a lobotomy.
Was that a joke?
That was a joke.
Yeah, I didn't think she was being serious. It was just so weird to hear Hiroko joke about anything. I was about to say, I'm not used to this, Hiroko.
Now stop wasting time with your nonsense and let's get going.
Okay. Nonsense, I didn't say anything. Hiroko was already on the move, too far away to hear any protests I might voice. Sheesh. Muttered any complaints to the air instead and followed after her. Okay. On the way to the lab, I filled Hiroko in on what happened in the timeline with the zombie outbreak. Like she told me yesterday, she didn't have any memories of the second half of that timeline. Or more accurately, of anything that happened after she was zombified. turning into zombies and getting possessed by one in the very end. It's just like I thought. These zombies were created by the Gi parasites. It all began with the Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 specimens Darumi and Gaku brought back. Yep. Alpha 2 was already in its male spawning phase. It laid its eggs in the bodies of our dead friends, including me.
Oh?
Then those eggs hatched into male Gi and burrowed into the corpse's brains, temporarily reanimating them.
Uh-huh.
That also explains one of the biggest mysteries around here.
Huh.
It does. Which one?
Oh?
You're better off not knowing. But I know you'll only keep pestering me about it, so I'll tell you later. I probably know what it is, but I'm just blanking on it right now. We finally get to learn more about this damn thing. When we arrived at the lab, Hiroko dispelled her class armor. I did the same. Why did we change back into our regular clothes?
Tuh.
You can't put on a leap suit while wearing class armor. I don't think we'll actually need the suits this time, but it's just force of habit.
Huh?
Why don't they work if you've got class armor on? Material Omega? Leap suits have the ability to repel hemoanima. They're not affected by attacks from class weapons. If you try to put one on in class armor, the two surfaces would refuse to touch each other, like magnets with the same polarities. And doing a parallel leap without one of those suits is a bad idea, right?
Oh?
You shouldn't need to ask me that. You've already experienced leap damage firsthand. Yeah? Leap what? Leap damage is what happens if you parallel leap without a leap suit. You've mentioned the sleeping stuff a couple times now. What does it mean? That's what I brought you here to explain. Are you familiar with the concept of parallel universes? But first, we need to talk about parallel universes. No. Yeah, Edo told me about them in the first cycle. They're basically alternate realities, right? Oh my god, it just now... Wait, I just remembered the fact that Edo told us about them in the first time loop. Or in the first 100 days. But that's hilarious because... that side comment that Edo mentioned, like, that was just kind of like a side thing that Edo mentioned in the first 100 days. It turned out to be completely accurate. They're basically alternate realities, right? Are you saying the different timelines we've experienced are the same thing?
Ugh.
Exactly. If it helps, you can think of parallel universes as the worlds of other timelines. So parallel leaping is,
Oh?
just like the name implies, it's the process of traveling or leaping to a parallel universe.
Huh?
Leaping kind of implies we're going pretty far. People call trips through time leaps sometimes, right? Is it anything like that?
Tuh.
No, the direction is completely different. A time leap means going forward or back in time. A parallel leap is more like a horizontal movement. Or like changing trains to ride a different line. We can't use parallel leaps to go back to the past or forward to the future. Instead, we move to the same place and at the same point in time, but on a different timeline. We're basically just going to a different route. Take a look at this diagram. Let's say we leap from timeline A at 1:01 a.m. We'd arrive in timeline B at the same time, 1:01 a.m.
Oh.
Essentially, our coordinates in time don't change, only the world that we inhabit. There's another difference too. A time leap would be like your journey back after the first cycle, only your consciousness was affected. It's not like you got into a time machine and physically went back in time. But that's not the case with parallel leaps. When we leap, our bodies are traveling to those alternate realities. And the thing that makes that possible is this, the PLM.
Oh.
You've probably guessed from the PL part, but it stands for Parallel Leap Machine. Wait a minute. You mean that night, just after midnight on day 5? We leapt to another timeline?
Oh.
You only just figured that out. You really are slow sometimes. Where did we go, though? Which timeline was it? In answer to my question, Hiroko took out a handheld screen and showed me it. What's it? Oh my... I'm sorry, that completely caught me off guard. It's just a chapter select. That's funny.
Oh?
A map of the different timelines based on the machine's data. The timeline... I'm sorry, that's really funny to me. The time we went to that night was... Hunt Mystery. Day 5 Hunt Mystery. Oh. You went to the... Oh. Hunt Mystery, Day 5. Yep. It's the route that split. It's the point in time before we split into either the killing game or the mystery route. Yep. I know what you're talking about. Hunt what?
Huh.
It's a timeline that splits in two on day 25. One of them, you don't remember yet, refers to participate in a killing game called the Invader Hunt. I call that branch the Hunt timeline. The other branch, you should remember. It's the one where Gaku was killed on day 5, and Kaku's body was found on day 27.
Yep.
You investigated the matter and figured out that it was Shoma who killed Kaku. But then Shoma himself was killed. This time you pinned Ava as the culprit. But then she self-destructed, and things only got worse from there.
Ugh.
You were beset by a whole host of mysteries, but still did your best to solve them. That's why I call this branch the Mystery Timeline.
So wait, canonically, does that just mean that all the different routes in this game are just named by Hiroko? That's hilarious if true. Hunt and mystery timelines, huh?
Oh.
That's right. And this is the line that both of them split off from. So I combined the names together, making this the Hunt Mystery Timeline. And that's the one we went to.
Ugh.
Yes, on day 5, just after midnight.
Ah!
But why did you want to go there anyway? Oh! In that case, that makes... We know who that... Well, we somewhat know who attacked us on that day then. It was the sponsor, wasn't it? That was the person in the leap suit then. The first sponsor, wasn't it? They were getting everything prepared, I imagine. I had two objectives. One was to prevent Kaku's death. The other was to do something about Omega.
Wait, what? Omega? Who's that? Just for a moment, Hiroko hesitated. Is that what you call the sponsor?
Omega is the one who killed Gaku.
So they're both X and the sponsor.
You mean X?
Isn't that what the mastermind behind the murders in that timeline was called?
No, X and Omega are different people. Omega has his brain infected with Gi data.
Oh, wait, it's different. X and Omega are different people. Wait, hang on. Omega's the one who killed Gaku. X and Omega are two different people. So never mind on what I said. But Omega had his brain infected with Gi data. Wait, Gi data?
There was no physical parasite there, but it was just the same as if he'd been taken over by one.
You do realize what this means you're implying, right? That means we finally have an answer as to who Omega was. Assuming Omega's the sponsor and X is somebody different. But Omega is likely Takumi in that route, isn't it?
That's what drove him to murder Gaku. Even if I hadn't dealt with him, he would have tried to kill again. That's why I went to that timeline to remove the Gi data from Omega's brain.
And that's why in that route we're not psychopaths, because we do get the data removed from us by getting knocked out.
Those were my goals that night.
Honestly, I still didn't get it. I waited for her to carry on. Still... Okay, now it makes a lot more sense then, yeah. Because we did get knocked out on the Hunt mystery route. And we got injected with something. We felt it. But now we know. It was because of that. It was because of, Hiroko was fixing up that timeline so that at least Takumi wouldn't be infected anymore.
Oh.
On day 4, you saw me and Siri talking, yes? The thing he gave me that day was a cerebral glitch repair program. Or rather, a thumb drive with the program loaded onto it. I couldn't have erased a Gida without that.
So that's what that was. Why does Siri even have something like that? Does Siri know about the Gi?
That's a matter for another day. The important thing is that he handed over.
Now that I think about it, Siri is never actually alive when it comes to the Gi, is he? At the very least, he ends up always dying in any timeline that involves the Gi.
Once I had that program, I jumped to the Hunt Mystery timeline at midnight on day 5, just like you saw.
Hiroko went on to tell me what happened after that, during the time I lost track of her.
First of all, she went
back to the school and rang Omega's doorbell. She hid on the dorm roof and waited for the murder to come out. She then dropped down and knocked him out with a strike to the back. Yep. So we now know that Omega was 100% Takumi. Yep. With Omega unconscious, all that was left was to take him to the infirmary and run the repair program on him. But then, the gi down in his brain took over. He got up and grabbed Hiroko's arm and threw her against the wall. I was still down in the morgue at the time, freaking out over seeing Eido's body. Of course, now I realize that was the Eido from that timeline, not the one that I knew. In that timeline, I must have decided to kill him on the night of day 2 and absorb his cryptoglobin, so it was only natural that his corpse would be there. Anyway, that was when I heard the noise. Turns out, it was the sound of Hiroko crashing against the wall upstairs. When I went out into the corridor, I heard another noise. It must have been the infirmary door opening. That was when Omega got away from me. He must have realized there was someone else around and ran. Of course, I didn't actually see any of this. That blow against the wall knocked me out. And the next time you came to was when I was holding you. That's right. Then I kicked you in the stomach and tried to break that little matchstick you call neck. Can I ask why? Couldn't you try to sound a little more sorry about that? I already apologize. That's why. Wait a minute. Now it makes sense. I see. That makes sense why you attacked Takumi. It's because you didn't think it was the Takumi from your timeline. You thought Omega was still there, because Omega was Takumi. At least the Takumi of that timeline. So you had thought that Omega had just come back to try and kill you. No wonder you just brutally assaulted Takumi. Yeah, but you never told me why you did it. What do you mean? Haven't you figured it out yet? You're Omega! I had a bad feeling about this. A chill ran down my spine and I broke out into goosebumps. After you blacked out and I got a proper look at you, I noticed something. There was a purple rash on your face. That's one of the symptoms of a leap damage. That's when I realized I made a mistake. So I released you and went back to look for Omega instead. I knew where he'd be. The classroom on the first floor. From the way things played out before, he was bound to show up there, eventually. I got there as fast as I could, but...
I was too late.
Gaku died.
When I opened the door, I saw Gaku's body, covered in blood. And standing above him was Omega, still waving around a kitchen knife.
Please, don't tell me
It's you!
it was Omega.
I'm sorry, but it's true. Omega's true identity. The person with the gi data in their brain. The one who killed Gaku. It was you, Takumi Sumino.
No, it's a lie.
Hey, be careful. It's not the you right now.
I won't believe it.
It's not. It wasn't. Listen, you can get a pass on this killing. Maybe not some of the others, but you get a pass on this one. You were possessed.
I did it.
You were possessed. You were in control. You were possessed. And it's not even the you that's currently speaking.
I killed Gaku?
Chill.
No, it can't be.
Chill.
That can't be true.
Chill. Slap him. Uh-oh. Oh no, you're remembering all the killings you did. That's not good. Remembering all the killings you did. Hiroko, can you slap Takumi to get him out of it? Oh no, why is it day 13? Up.
Up and at 'em, troops! Time to rise and shine! Get ready for your 13th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy!
Last time we'll hear 13.
Prepare, be ready to...
Shut up, Egg. When did you get us back here?
This is the second time you've done this. I'm starting to get tired of it.
Did I pass out back at the lab?
Yes. And I carried you all the way back. I'd say that makes us even for the whole accidental strangling incident.
Yeah, it makes sense then why you would strangle us. Considering you thought that we were trying to kill you.
It's fine. I can see why you did it now.
Yeah.
You thought I was the me from that Hunt mystery timeline.
I sat up and got out of bed. I remembered about the other timelines I've experienced. You said that already. Back on day 2, yeah, but I remember more of them now. What do you remember exactly? Well, I hesitated. These weren't memories I particularly wanted to dredge up again. It was a hunt mystery this time, wasn't it? It wasn't a hunt mystery this time, was it? You remembered the serial killer timeline, didn't you? The slasher. The serial killer timeline. It didn't take a genius to figure out which one she meant. Yep, the slasher route. Except the killer wasn't Yugamu. It was me. In that timeline, I killed Ava. Then Moko. Takimaru. Kurara. Shoma. Dadani. Ima and Kako. All of them. Everyone. All my friends. And in the end, even Nozomi. I started shivering uncontrollably. I felt off balance, like I might collapse any minute. Are you alright? I wasn't alright. Not even a little. But I put my hand on my chest and forced myself to take some deep breaths.
Oh?
You're probably repressing those memories until now, as a self-defense mechanism. You seal them away in the corner of your mind without even being aware of it. That's why I likened your mind to a steel shell before. But I guess you really are as fragile as a salmon roe after all. I wasn't paying attention to what Hiroko was saying. The only thing I could hear clearly was my own raging heartbeat.
Oh.
This might sound like an empty platitude, but I assure you, I say it as someone with 40 years worth of experience. Don't beat yourself up over this. It's not your fault. You aren't the same person who did those horrible things. The one who killed Gaku on day 5 was a hunt mystery Takumi. Likewise, the Takumi in the serial killer timeline was someone completely different from who you are now. And even with those other versions of you, it was really the gi data in their brains that made them act that way. They were in control of themselves. You don't have to bear the responsibility for their crimes. My breathing finally started to slow down. I wiped away the cold sweat that formed my forehead. What is this gi data anyway? And how did it get into my brain? At the beginning of the 4 different routes on the after killing Eito, we get infected by a gi. I didn't know either until last night when you told me about the zombie outbreak. In that zombie timeline, you were infected on day 100. The Alpha 1 Gi Queen laid an egg inside you. That egg then hatched into another queen, which burrowed its way into your brain and fused with you on a cellular level. Okay, but right after that, the final attack began, and... I'm not watching this again. I'm sorry. Your consciousness didn't just disappear at the end of that timeline. It was brought back to the start of the loop, on day 2, along with all your memories. Our memories persist across timelines, so they must exist in our brains as some kind of cognitive data. And in this case, that data include the presence of the gi. The parasite itself didn't travel back in time with you, but it had merged with you so completely that that was already part of your consciousness when you came back. But isn't that going to be a problem? Doesn't that mean my brain still has that data in it, even now? Don't worry about it. It won't take you ever again. The version of you that's here now has already been treated. Treated?
Oh.
This is a timeline from after you successfully had the gi data removed. There are timelines like that? Trust me, a lot can happen over the course of 146 loops. I meant to tell you yesterday, but Omega, the you in the Hunt mystery timeline, has been treated now too. Huh? You remember I said I walked in on Omega killing Gaku in the first floor classroom? Before he could escape again, I ran up to him and injected him with an anesthetic I got from the infirmary. A few seconds later, he was out cold. I hoisted him onto my back and carried him upstairs. Back in the infirmary, I put him into one of the recovery drones and got to work. So that was who was in that drone at the time. I still had the repair program Siri gave me. I installed it into the Revive-O-Matic and used it to erase the gi data from Omega. You saw me doing that, didn't you? Oh right, I did. So that means that when you knocked... So we were technically passed out for a little bit when you hit us. And we only woke up after you put somebody in... So there wasn't... Okay. We were under the impression that when we were knocked out, there was always somebody in the Revive-O-Matic. But that wasn't the case. When Hiroko attacked us, we got knocked out for a while, and when we woke up, it was a little while after when Hiroko had dealt with Omega. You asked me who was in the machine before. Well, it was you. The Hunt Mystery version of you.
Oh.
At any rate, the treatment was a success. The Gi data was completely removed from Omega's brain. The Tagamis in both the Hunt and Mystery timelines that branch off from there will be fine too. We won't have to worry about them hurting or killing anyone now.
Huh?
That's good, but what did you do with that me after you finished treating him? I took him back to his room and put him in bed. Not unlike what I did with you last night.
Oh.
Then I went back to the infirmary and slapped you around until you came to. I'm assuming you remember that. Yeah, I also remember you saying I couldn't save him. Now you've told me all this, and I can see you meant Gaku. Hiriko's expression clouded over. She gave a little nod, her brows knitted together in sorrow and frustration. Hey, come on. Don't be like that. This is all my fault anyway. I was the one who killed that version of Gaku, and everyone else in the serial killer timeline too. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? That wasn't your fault. It was nice of Hiriko to say that, but it didn't do any good. I still felt like I was caught in a dark, sludgy whirlpool that was dragging me down, threatening to swallow me whole. What am I going to do with you? Remember your promise. Don't let the truth destroy you. I had a feeling you'd react like this. That's why I was keeping it from you. I just knew you'd end up feeling like you were responsible for the whole thing. I wanted these thoughts to go away. I wanted it all to stop. It took everything I had to croak out my next words. I'm sorry, but I'd like to be alone for a while. Hiriko sighed again, shaking her head in bewilderment, but she left all the same. A cold silence fell over the room. I could have sworn I heard a heavy rumbling gurgling up from somewhere deep beneath the ground. It sounded like the agonized groans of everyone who died because of me. I dropped to the floor, covered my ears, and closed my eyes. Traumatized Takumi, day 14!
Up and at 'em, troops! Time to rise and shine! Get ready for your 14th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy!
One of the last times we'll hear him say 14th.
Prepare to spend another day enduring the unendurable and suffering the insufferable. To pay, be ready to
Shut up, Egg. My head was completely empty. I didn't want to do anything, or think about anything, or even breathe, really. I just sat there in the corner of my room. I hugged my knees and curled up tight, wishing I could just disappear while time continued to flow around me. I could hear voices outside. My friends chatting and laughing. The sound cut into me like a knife. In another timeline, I'd been the one to steal that laughter from them forever. At some point, my room started to get dark. The sun must be going down outside. Darkness seemed to trickle in until it filled the space completely. Lying there in the same position for so long, I'd lost all sensation, all awareness of my body. It didn't even feel like my body anymore. It was like my soul had come loose and I was staring down at my physical form from above. My visitor came in a little after that. How long are you going to stay like this?
Oh.
Everyone's worried about you. They think you're sick. Well, I told them you were anyway. I couldn't exactly tell them you were feeling guilty about things another version of you did in an alternate reality. What do you want, Hiriko?
Oh.
I'm not here because I want to be. The others just sent me to ask you something. Ask me what? Tomorrow's day 15. That means there's another attack coming. They want to know if you'll be joining the battle.
Oh.
Or are you going to abandon them?
Oh.
Are you going to betray them?
Oh.
Do you just not care if they all get killed? They've already been killed! I killed them myself! All of them, one after another. All of them dead because of me. So I just can't. I can't do this anymore. I don't care. Just let whatever happens happen. I really can't do anything. Hiriko continued to stare at me, but there was a different look in her eyes now. There was no pity there, only contempt. When she spoke, her voice sounded hoarse, like she was holding back some strong emotion. I'm disappointed in you. Did what you told me on day 10 mean nothing? You told me we could make the future we deserve together. What happened to all of us reaching day 100 with a smile? Hearing that is what convinced me to tell you everything. I felt like this timeline could be different. It was the first time in 146 loops anyone's ever said anything like that to me. I really thought there was something special about you this timeline. About you. I thought you might be the one to finally break us out of this never-ending hell.
Oh.
And now you're giving up. Just like that. How could you?
She clenched her fists. The look in her eyes had changed again. Now she was glaring at me with pure, undisguised animosity.
Huh?
You weakling. You sniveling coward. You think you get to give up and mope around for the rest of your life. Who do you think you are? Osamu Dazai? No, you're worse than that. You're like a mech pilot going crazy from being synced with his navigation system. Or a posture emo band fangirl bandaging her wrist just to fit in.
Huh.
The you that killed everyone was a completely different person in a different timeline. And he wasn't even in control when he did it. Get a hold of yourself already.
Huh.
Don't you realize how much danger you're putting everyone in by wallowing like this? If anything is going to get them killed, it's your own negativity and self-loathing. You're sure as hell not going to protect anyone the way you are now. If you're going to allow others to protect you while you're doing nothing in return, you might as well be signing their death warrants yourself.
Huh.
You're going to get everyone killed, and you're doing it of your own free will this time. That's a complete betrayal of everything you believe in.
Huh.
What happened to all of us reaching day 100 with a smile? What happened to creating a future where we could all be happy? I've tried everything I can think of, and nothing's worked. I can't do this alone. I need your help. You, Takumi Sumino. You're the only one who can save us.
For a moment, neither of us said anything. Hiriko's shoulders were shaking, and she was breathing heavily. Her quick, shallow panting was the only thing breaking the silence. But eventually, even that sound became quieter. I guess that's it. I can't count on you for anything. Not in this loop, or the next, or the one after that. Never again. Hiriko turned and left the room. While she was talking, something had started to well up inside me. Now, a wild, raging energy was surging through me. I couldn't let it end like this. I didn't know what I was going to do. This feeling inside me was getting stronger. And it had to go somewhere. Before I knew what I was doing, I got on my feet and rushed out the door.
Ah!
Hiriko, wait! She turned around. She looked so sad, so tired. But I looked her dead in the eye and let everything I was feeling come out. I didn't mean what I said back then, and I still feel the same. I want to create a future where we can all be happy, not just for day 100, but day 101 and 102 and all the days after that. Right now, I want that more than ever. These memories, this knowledge of the other timelines, they've shown me just how important that is. So I'll fight. Not just against the invaders, or my own weakness, but an enemy even greater than that too. I'll fight the cruel destiny that's been pushed onto us. A light breeze blew across the roof, ruffling Hiriko's hair. She tucked a stray lock behind her ear and spoke, looking just a little more hopeful than before. What are our chances of pulling that off? Isn't it obvious? I have absolutely no idea.
Huh.
What? The future is an open book. That's how it's always been. And I want to create a totally new future. There's no telling what might happen. But even so, I'll still fight. I'll fight with everything I have. I'll fight to protect you and the others and to create a future where no one has to die. You and I are getting out of this loop.
Let's reach out and grab our future. I won't let it stay out of reach anymore.
I raised my arm and extended toward the satellite. Hiriko did the same. It was still hundreds of thousands of miles away, solemnly shimmering in the night sky. But somehow...
Just reach out and grab it, huh?
Yeah,
Both of us? Together?
that's right.
You really think we can do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'll do anything to make it happen.
Anything?
Yeah.
You did say anything.
You're scaring me.
Yeah, I did.
Hiriko let her hand drop to her side.
Oh.
Alright, in that case, starting tomorrow, you're going to be my servant.
What?
You said you'd do anything. Naturally, that includes being my slave, doesn't it?
Hold on, that's not exactly what I meant.
I'll be counting on you to get me out of this loop.
Yeah, of course, but the servant thing is...
Silence. I'm tired and going to bed. I need to rest up for the battle tomorrow. Well, good night.
Damn you, Hiriko. As I watched her go, I noticed a newfound spring in her step. I, on the other hand, suddenly felt uneasy. I doubt I'd sleep well tonight. Yippee! Day 15. Early in the morning, I woke Kiriko up and convinced her to join me in the courtyard. What are we doing out here at this hour? The enemy's going to attack during the morning announcement. Before that, I need to ask you something. What is it?
Huh?
It's about Veshness, Supreme Commander. In the last 2 battles, you basically told everyone to ignore her. You had us focus on the regular commanders instead. And you want to know why? It's simple enough. It's because she isn't as much of a threat in this timeline. Why not? In most, though not all, other timelines, she starts absorbing cryptoglobin like we do. It's a decision she comes to while listening in on our communications in her hooded guys on day 7. She also finds out about you coming from the future from intercepting a conversation between you and Sire. That's when she puts it all together. The reason both sides suddenly got stronger is because of you absorbing so much cryptoglobin during the first cycle. Knowing that, she decides to do the same, breaking her religion's greatest taboo. But none of that has happened in this timeline, because you didn't mention time travel in the battle on day 7. Not that you would, having decided to keep it a secret from everyone. Now Veshness doesn't know you've come from the future, or just how much power can be gained by taking it from others. Do you understand what that means? Yeah, she's still following the teachings and not absorbing cryptoglobin. Not in this timeline, anyway. Did make sense. That must be why she didn't drain Pakron after we defeated her. But that doesn't mean she's not a threat at all, right? Of course not. Ideally, I'd like to put an end to her in today's battle. How are we gonna do that? We have the new weapon Siri and Nico created. It's what we usually use on day 15. Oh, right. But it's also usually unfinished. You get to watch this cutscene again. Usually we have to sacrifice somebody, whether it be Yoshika, Takemaru, or... Now I think about it, don't say Tsubasa because she made everything not work. So we only ever get to sacrifice Tsubasa, or sorry, Kyoshika or Takemaru. Tsubasa just fails. But the point is, the unfinished bomb always needs somebody. What do you think I've been doing while you've been moping these last 2 days? I've been out gathering materials. I know the ruins so well by now, it barely took me any time at all. The bomb is 100% complete. That includes the detonator. No one will have to die setting it off. That's good news, but I felt pretty guilty about it. Kiriko had been out there working so hard, and I hadn't done a single thing to help. Wow, sorry. Don't worry about it. You can lick my boots clean to apologize. This bomb is also a lot more powerful than the past versions. I give Siri and Nigo some pointers to improve it. So we're gonna hit Vicious with that today? That's right. We're going to make Vichysoys out of her? Here goes I glint viciously behind her glasses. Then we heard the I'm still concerned about Vichysoys, but...
Get ready for your 50th
The
day
final
of active
15th.
service here and prepare to...
Shut up, Egg. Get ready for war!
In true defense.
I still don't think the bomb's gonna kill Veshness. Right on schedule. Okay, here goes. I don't think the bomb's gonna kill Veshness at all, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's never killed her before. Everyone was already there.
You're late.
Where have you guys been? I bet they were off making babies somewhere.
What? Such indecency. Do you two think of nothing else?
Hey!
We weren't doing anything like that.
Didn't Siri and Nigo tell us the invaders would attack early in the day?
Matthew Barr and I were waiting here for almost an hour before the alarm went off.
But hey, they're here now, and that's what counts.
Do we have a read on the enemy?
Siri nodded and pointed to the monitor with the stick.
That's...
Oh, that's both Valgarzo and Shinsen.
Valagarzo!
And Zanshin, right?
Why do you guys know these two? Apparently you guys already knew about the commanders we'd be facing. Kiriko probably told Siri and Nigo so they could brief the rest of the team.
You said these two can combine their bodies together?
This is weird.
Just like Takumi and Hiroko.
Stop it!
So it was a battle simulation to better understand our enemies' moves.
I'm gonna pass out. Kyoshika, shut up. Neither of us replied. It'd take way too long to start clearing up that misunderstanding now.
Come on, let's get out there and start killing. How's the revive-o-matic looking, though?
Don't you worry about a thing. It's all fixed up and ready to go.
If you die, you'll be brought back to good as new, including all your memories, of course.
So go ahead and die all you want.
Just try to leave someone alive to defend the school.
Yeah, let's do this. Special defense unit, move out. Jab. So many people alive. Skip. Ba-da-dum-bum.
Wow! That wasn't hard at all. That's probably because the commanders haven't arrived yet.
I think they're here.
Look over there. Menacing. Worm.
Yeah, we know your names already.
We've got a neat little intelligence network of our own, you know?
So everyone seemed pretty confident, but then I suddenly remember how this went the first time around. I saw up to Hiriko and tried to talk to her without attracting attention.
Yugamu hasn't made his special drug.
The one he used to feed. No, he hasn't.
Why didn't you say anything?
Me? Why didn't you say anything? I don't remember anything about the first cycle battle with Shenshin.
She was right, of course. Hiriko was already dead at that point, killed by Eito. I hadn't thought of taking DNA from Mervram. That was on me, but I never expect to have to face Shenshin again as early as day 15. Well, the good thing is that they don't seem to care about fusing with others.
Right. Almost forgot about the whole combining thing.
Being able to merge together like that, I'm so freaking jealous.
Shut up, Gaku.
What? It's better if you don't
Don't
ask
ask Nozomi.
Don't worry, guys. We can still... That... Never mind.
You idiot. Timing, you're dumb as hell.
Right.
Takumi, you idiot.
And here I made a vow to keep our families.
Yep.
He'll be
Little warrior.
fine.
Are you two still gonna get stabbed?
Can you not talk about your kid right now? It's making it really hard for me to work in dirty jokes.
What is with you?
At any rate,
Yeah, but don't forget what Siri told us. There's gonna be another one.
She showed herself.
How disappointing. Valagarzo, Zanshin. I thought you were stronger than this. Or did you lose on purpose? So I could take your prey for myself.
She spoke, a change started to come over Vesh's body.
So that's her battle form, huh?
Launched the
We learned a
nuke.
little about it. It's still pretty gross looking, isn't it?
Okie dokie, time to get killing. I guess we're doing this.
Launched the
Wait.
nuke.
There's no need for us to fight her directly. Sire, Nigo,
It's not gonna
is
kill her,
everything
but
ready?
You bet! We can fire at any time!
do it, you
Get
stupid.
back inside the school, post haste.
It's time to use the new weapon, huh? Wait.
You never told us nothing about that.
Don't worry about it. Everyone looked confused. Obviously, Siri, Nigo, and Hiriko hadn't felt it necessary to tell them about the bomb.
There's no time. We'll explain later.
Trust me, guys. Just get out of here.
Run! Turned back and saw Vesh just walking slowly across the battlefield. It was now or
We're in.
never.
Fire when ready. Gotcha.
Shoot it! Here we go!
Undying flame bomb.
Fire!
Incoming nuke. Wait, this is a new cutscene. Incoming bomb. Except nobody's exploding it this time. Nice. So sorry about that, y'all. Nice work, troops. You did great out there.
The credit for the final blow has to go to us and Miss Shizuhara, of course.
That's right. We couldn't have done it if you hadn't gotten those materials for us, Miss Shizuhara.
They are truly great, though. Seriously, though, Hiriko, you should have told us we had something like that up our sleeve. Yeah, this is no time to bury your lips.
Oh,
The expression is button your lip.
If we know, we could have helped you get the materials you needed. Why did you keep it out see her all this time? Let's just say I have my reasons.
So Vicious actually bit the big one? She's really gone now? She's gotta be. Explosion that strong would have blown her to smithereens.
It's true she disappeared without a trace when the dust cleared, but...
Since there's no body, there's a chance she might survive somehow.
Yeah, she did. Come to think of it, that did happen in some other timelines. Even after getting caught in the Undying Flame Bomb's blast, Vicious came back to fight another day. I glanced over at Kiriko. She's resting a finger on her glasses, a distant look in her eyes, like her thoughts were somewhere else. Now you're thinking about what ifs now? I say we enjoy this victory high while it lasts.
I'm down for that. We gotta take our wins where we can.
Then is it time for the usual?
I think so. 1, 2.
Special Defense Unit! Best in the world! Indestructible and undefeated!
Heck yeah.
Never lose! Never yield! Special Defense Unit! Fight on!
You're really having a putt. How'd you already get drunk? We don't have the budget for that.
This is a military academy, not some hedonistic tech startup.
And so our post-battle meeting ended without any further discussion. Tired but satisfied that we'd done a good job, we went back to our rooms to rest. Except for Kyoshika, she just stood in the cafeteria, kept crying. That night, a little while after dinner, I made my way to Kiriko's room. So what do you think? Is she actually dead?
What? My shoes are already clean.
That's not what I'm asking for. Now you're like your boat, Kiriko.
What do you want then? My sofa and desk chair aren't broken.
I didn't come here just so you could sit on me either. I want to ask you something.
Huh?
You said you'd be counting on me to get us out of this loop. Let's get into details. What exactly am I going to have to do?
Good question. First of all, we'll need to figure out an actual method of leaving the loop.
Can we consider that our objective for now?
If you want, but it's not going to be easy. You can't just try anything that comes to mind and hope it will work. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience.
Huh? What should we do then?
Don't get ahead of yourself. There's something else we have to deal with first.
Something else?
Tomorrow night, we're leaping into this timeline.
Show me the timeline diagram again. This one? Day 16.
I call it the Killer Zombie Branch.
Uh-oh. Sealer, you mean before? Oh, boy. Oh! Wait, I think I know exactly what you're... Oh, no. Oh! 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 I see. Oh. Oh god, that also just makes me realize something. So now we know it was both Takumi and Hiroko who came back to this point. But you wanna know what that means? Wasn't it in the comedy route? Yeah, it was in the comedy route that, we sidestepped and let the person in the leap suit just jump into the flames, right? You do realize that means we let Takumi die. It was either... it could have been Hiroko, yes, but I think it was more likely that it was Takumi that fell into the flames and died. Ooh, boy!
I call it the Killer Zombie Branch. It's upstream from the serial killer and zombie branches, hence the Killer Zombie.
You mean...
Yes, the timeline where you become a serial killer. Tomorrow we're going there. And we're changing history.
Oh, boy. Ding.
Get ready for your 16th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy!
The final 16th.
Prepared, be ready.
Shut up, Egg. After breakfast, I headed to my room to think about my next move. Hiroko said we changed history tonight. That still gives me most of the day to do other stuff. Free time. You know what? How about we go ahead and end it here for today? Hey. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you all later. Peace. I can't stop yawning.